Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, please let me know. Is PPT
Yes, sir.
visible to you all? Yes. Okay. In last lecture, I told about concurrency and then advantages and disadvantages of using concurrency. As you all know, if multiple transactions are executed simultaneously in the system, then we allow concurrency in our system. Now, we should not avoid concurrency because, as you all know, millions of the transactions are executed in railway reservation system, in any distributed system. So we have to allow concurrency and avoid problems which occur due to concurrency. Advantages of concurrency: we can reduce the average waiting time of the transactions. Short transactions uh, completed early than the long transactions. In this way, we can reduce the average waiting time of the short transactions. And similarly, we can reduce the response time of the transactions. And maximum or optimal utilizations of the resources like memory and CPU. And in this way, we can increase the throughput of the system. That's why we allow concurrency in our system. And now it is the need of the hour. And what type of the problems arise when we allow the concurrency? And these are called disadvantages of using concurrency. I have already told about that disadvantages. First disadvantages is dirty read problem. If any transactions read the uncommitted value of another transactions, then there occurs a problem. Second one is unrepeatable problem. Suppose any transactions repeat read operations over a data and that transactions gives different value, then that problem is called unrepeatable read problem. And phantom read is related to that unrepeatable problem. Suppose first time transactions read a value and second time variable doesn't exist. It means that there is a phantom read and another transactions delete the variable, and this is the also problem. Lost update problem. Lost update problem: if any transactions perform write operations that is overridden by another transactions, then write operations of first transaction is lost, and due to that database will go in inconsistent state, and we should avoid this problem also. And last one is incorrect analysis of the data or incorrect summary of the data. Suppose we make any summary like we find out the average or sum of the values, and during that process if you allow updation operations by another process, then you may get incorrect summary, and we will avoid this problem also through concurrency control. Did you get it? Today
Yes, sir.
you all are going to learn about schedule. What is the meaning of the schedule, and then types of schedules, and then serializability and types of serializability. Schedule is a sequence of instructions in chronological order in which transactions execute that instructions. A sequence of instructions that specify the chronological order. chronological order related to time in which instructions of concurrent transactions are executed, that is called schedule. Generally, there are two types of the schedule, serial schedule and non-serial schedule. Type of schedule, serial schedule and non-serial schedule. First one is serial schedule and second one is non-serial schedule. Context switching is allowed in the non-serial schedule, but in serial schedule, context switching is not allowed. In serial schedule, without break, we execute all the instructions of the transactions. But in non-serial schedules, context switching is allowed. We execute some instructions of T1 and then context switch, and after that we execute the instructions of another transactions and again context switch and we execute the remaining instructions of first transactions. And if interleaving of execution is allowed in the schedule, that is called non-serial schedule. And if interleaving of execution is not allowed, then that is called serial schedule. See here, suppose we have transaction T1 and T2. We execute instructions read A, then T1 perform write operations on A, then T2 transactions perform read operations on B data item and performs write operations on data item B. After that, T1 transactions perform read operations on B and then write operations on B, and after that T2 transactions perform read operations on A and write operations on A. Here there occurs a context switching and this represents the chronological order from top to bottom. So here first transaction T1 will perform read operations on data item A, and after that T1 perform write operations on data item A. Then there occurs a context switching, and after that control will go to the transaction T2, and now transaction T2 will perform read operations on data item B, and this is the instructions number 3, and then transaction 2 will perform write operations over B, and after that transaction T1 perform read operations over B and then write operations over B, and there occurs context switch, and then transaction T2 perform read operations over A and write operations over A. Now let me know whether this schedule is serial schedule or non-serial schedule. Mileni.
Yes, sir.
Whether this S1 schedule is non-serial schedule or serial schedule. In non-serial schedule, context switching is allowed, and in serial schedule, context switching is not allowed. Now, please tell me whether S1 is non-serial schedule or serial schedule. Mileni.
Non-serial.
Obvious, this is the non-serial schedule. Example of non-serial schedule. Why this is non-serial schedule?
The context switch on.
Interleaving of execution is allowed in this schedule. Interleaving of execution is allowed in this schedule. That's why S1 is non-serial schedule. But in serial schedule, interleaving of execution is not allowed. Interleaving of execution is not allowed in serial schedule. Suppose we write this schedule. This is T1 and this is T2. If we write read A, write A, then we perform read B and write B, and after that we perform read B, write B, and then read A and write A. Now all the instructions of T1 are executed, then we execute all the instructions of T2. First we complete the transactions T1, then only we start the execution of instructions of T2. So this is the example of, please let me know, serial schedule. Suppose this is the S2 schedule and interleaving is not allowed. So this is called serial schedule. Without break, we are executing all the instructions of T1, and then without break, we are executing all the instructions of T2. So this is the example of serial schedule. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now read this sentence. A schedule for a set of transactions must consist of all instructions of those transactions. A schedule for a set of transactions must consist of all instructions of those instructions. So schedule represents the instructions of all the concurrent transactions and represent the sequence in which system will execute the instructions of all the concurrent transactions. Now second sentence is very important. Must preserve the order in which the instructions appear in each individual transactions. Means we can't change the order within the transactions. Suppose in T1 order is first read operations, then write operations over A, then read operations over B and write operations over B. So here we have to maintain this order. We can't perform write operations before read operations. We have to maintain this order in each individual transactions. If we will not maintain this order, then we will get different result. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But we can swap the order of non-conflicting instructions. I will explain you later what is the meaning of conflicting instructions and non-conflicting instructions. So non-conflicting instructions we can swap on time scale. Okay, and if we swap the non-conflicting instructions, then there will be no change in the result. Result will be same, but we have to maintain the order of conflicting instructions. If we will not maintain the order of conflicting instructions, then obviously result will be different. Did you get it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So that's all about the schedule and type of schedules. Now second concept is serializability. This is very important topic of transaction management. Every year question has been asked from this topic in GATE examination and AKTU examinations. And very easy topic, but conceptual topic. So I would like to request you all, please listen me carefully. Okay. What is the serializability process. Serializability is a concept which tells us whether the non-serial schedule is correct or not. And what is the meaning of correct non-serial schedule? If your non-serial schedule is correct, this means that schedule will keep our database always in consistent state. Guarantee database will remain in consistent state. If you have an equivalent serial schedule of that non-serial schedule, and this process is called serializability. So in serializability process, we check whether our non-serial schedule is correct or not. When we will say that this non-serial schedule is correct, if we find out an equivalent serial schedule of that non-serial schedule, and both schedule will get same result, then we will say that this non-serial schedule is serializable. Otherwise, that non-serial schedule is not serializable. And process is called serializability. Did you get it? What I am saying? मेरे कहने का मतलब ये है कि कोई भी नॉन सीरियल शेड्यूल अगर है और आप उसका एक सीरियल शेड्यूल फाइंड आउट कर रहे हो और सीरियल शेड्यूल एंड नॉन सीरियल शेड्यूल दोनों से रिजल्ट सेम आ रहा है, तो आप कहोगे कि ये जो नॉन सीरियल शेड्यूल है वो serializable है. और अगर नॉन सीरियल शेड्यूल serializable है तो इस चीज की गारंटी है कि आपका डेटाबेस ऑलवेज रिमेन इन कंसिस्टेंट स्टेट. बट if we are not able to find out equivalent serial schedule, then it doesn't mean that your database will always in inconsistent state. Your database may be in consistent state and may not be in consistent state. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Well, there is no guarantee of consistency if your non-serial schedule is not equivalent to a serial schedule. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Very important sentence. Okay, so see here, this is the non-serial schedule, and if we get this serial schedule and both schedule get same result, suppose after the execution of this non-serial schedule, value of A is 5000 and value of B is 3000, and after executing this serial schedule also value is same, A equal to 5000 and B equal to 3000. A equal to 5000 and B equal to 3000. It indicates that this non-serial schedule is equivalent to this serial schedule. So if non-serial schedule is equivalent to serial schedule and both will give same result, then this non-serial schedule is called serializable schedule. This non-serial schedule is called serializable schedule. Otherwise, this non-serial schedule is not serializable. And serializable always ensures the isolation property and gives guarantee that database will always remain in consistent state. But if we are not able to find out any equivalent serial schedule, then it doesn't mean that your database will always in inconsistent state. That database may be and may not be in consistent state. Okay, Now I hope that you all understood the concept of serializability. Serializability is a process, is a concept through which we find out the whether given non-serial schedule is serializable or not. There is no need to find out whether serial schedule is serializable or not. Serial schedule always serializable, and if you have any serial schedule, then that serial schedule will keep database is in consistent state, or we can say that that serial schedule may not left that database in inconsistent states. That's why I am saying that if non-serial schedule is equivalent to any serial schedule, then it is guaranteed that that non-serial schedule will not left that database in inconsistent state, and our objective is that we have to keep our database always in consistent state. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now there are two types of serializability. One is conflict serializability and another one is serializability. There are some conditions of conflict serializability and another conditions in view serializability. If your non-serial schedule is conflict serializable, so surely your non-serial schedule is view serializable, but vice versa is not true. If your schedule is view serializable, then it doesn't mean that your non-serial schedule is conflict serializable. I will explain this view serializability in next lecture. Now read this sentence. Each transaction preserves database consistency. As you all know that transactions must satisfy all the properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Serial execution of a set of transactions preserves database consistency. If you are executing transactions in serial order, guarantee you preserve database consistency. A schedule is serializable if it is equivalent to serial schedule. I have already explained about that, which non-serial schedule is serializable and which non-serial schedule is not serializable. If you are able to find out equivalent serial schedule which gives the same result, then that non-serial schedule is serializable. Otherwise, that non-serial schedule is not serializable. Now, before explaining conflict serializability, first I am going to explain you what is the meaning of conflicting instructions and what is the meaning of non-conflicting instructions. So see here, suppose instructions II and IJ. II belongs to transactions Ti and IJ instructions belongs to Tj. If both II and IJ are accessing same data item Q and at least one of these instructions is write operations. If at least one of these instructions is write operations, then II and IJ are conflicting instructions, otherwise non-conflicting instructions. So for conflicting instructions, first both transactions should belong to different transactions. If II belongs to Ti, then IJ should belong to Tj. And both instructions should access the same data item. and at least one of these instructions is write Q. So suppose we have two transactions T1 and T2. T1 perform read operations over A and T2 performs write operations on A. Now let me know whether these two instructions are conflict instructions or non-conflicting instructions. Please let me know. As per this definition, please let me know whether these two instructions are conflicting or non-conflicting.
Sir, conflicting.
Obvious. These two instructions are conflicting. Why? Because this II belongs to T1 and this IJ belongs to T2. Both belongs to different transactions and both are executing same data item and one of them is write operations. So these are conflicting instructions. And what about this? If we have read A and second one is write B, then tell me whether these two instructions are conflicting or non-conflicting.
Non-conflicting.
I'm not getting. What are you saying? Whether these two instructions are conflicting or non-conflicting.
It's non-conflicting.
Why non-conflicting? Because both are accessing different data items. If both are accessing different data items, then no problem. If both are accessing the same data item, then there will be a problem if one of them is write operations. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose we have two transactions, one perform read A and another performs also read operations on A. Then what about this?
Non-conflicting.
Non-conflicting. Why? One of them should be write operations and here both are read operations. So suppose if multiple users are reading the same value, then obvious there will be no problems. But if one user perform read operations over A and another want to perform write operations over A, then obvious I have already explained dirty read, unrepeatable read and phantom read. And if one user performs write operations on A and another also want to perform write operations over A, then lost update problem occurs. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now I am going to relate these things with the disadvantage of concurrency. And we have to control these things. Now, if we will not maintain this order of these conflicting instructions, then your system or your database will go in inconsistent state. So to keep our database in consistent state, we have to control the conflicting instructions or we have to maintain the order of conflicting instructions in each schedule. Otherwise, we will get different results. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Now see here. Read queue, non-conflicting. Read queue, conflict. Write queue, conflict. Write queue, conflict. But write P, non-conflicting. Read Q, write P, non-conflicting. Okay. So see here, a conflict between II and IJ forces a logical temporal order between them. If II and IJ are consecutive in a schedule and they don't conflict, their results would remain the same even if they had been interchanged in the schedule. The meaning of this thing is we can swap the non-conflicting instructions in time scale, and after swapping non-conflicting instructions of non-serial schedule, if we get any serial schedule and that serial schedule produce the same result as non-serial schedule produce, then we will say that our non-serial schedule is conflict serializable schedule. Then we will say that our non-serial schedule is conflict serializable schedule. And if our non-serial schedule is conflict serializable schedule, guarantee your database will always in consistent state and concurrency is controlled. Did you get it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now see this schedule. This is the non-serial schedule. Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
let me know, can we swap the order of these instructions? Please let me know.
No, sir.
And can we change the order of these two instructions?
Yes, sir.
Can we change the order of these two instructions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if we change the order, suppose we change the order, so we can swap these instructions, or we can say that we can swap these instructions. So after swapping, can we get this serial schedule? Please let me know. Can we get this serial schedule? इंटरमीडिएटली ये क्या होगा, यहाँ पे ये आपका यहाँ चला जाएगा, ये इधर चला जाएगा, ठीक है। देन जाएगा तो सीरियल शेड्यूल क्या बनेगा, T2 T1 बन जाएगा कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
पहले क्या हो जाएगा, T2 देन T1। क्या ये वाला मिलेगा कि नहीं, ये वाला सीरियल शेड्यूल देख के बताइए, क्या स्वैपिंग करने के बाद ये वाला मिल जाएगा कि नहीं? पहले T1
सर
एग्जीक्यूट हो
पहले
जाए
बी वाले ऊपर आएंगे ना T1 में,
है,
T1 में बी वाले पहले ऊपर आएंगे ना।
वही मैं कह रहा हूं कि ये वाला क्या आप इस वाले में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो कि नहीं? कोई भी एक सीरियल शेड्यूल है, अगर नॉन कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग इंस्ट्रक्शन को स्वैप करने के बाद कोई भी सीरियल शेड्यूल मिल रहा है तो आप कह दोगे ये नॉन सीरियल शेड्यूल क्या है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सिरियलाइजेबल है, अदरवाइज नहीं है। तो आप स्वैप करके हमें बताओ कि सीरियल शेड्यूल मिल रहा है कि नहीं मिल रहा है। क्वेश्चन क्लियर है कि नहीं? मिल रहा है। और वो सीरियल शेड्यूल कौन सा मिल रहा है? पहले कौन इंस्ट्रक्शन, पहले कौन ट्रांजैक्शन एग्जीक्यूट होगा?
रीड बी राइट बी वाले
ट्रांजैक्शंस बताइए कि पहले, मतलब सीरियल शेड्यूल का मतलब क्या है?
अच्छा,
if we execute all the instructions of T2 and then we execute all the instructions of the T1, or if we execute all the instructions of the T1 and then we execute all the instructions of the T2. If we get any one of serial schedule, then only we say that our non-serial schedule is conflict serializable. Otherwise, that is not conflict serializable. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Now let me know, after swapping the non-conflicting instructions on time scale, whether you are getting serial schedule or not.
No, sir.
सर नहीं मिलेगा.
You are not getting serial schedule.
No,
No
sir.
sir.
तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि वो सीरियल शेड्यूल, नॉन सीरियल शेड्यूल जो है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सिलाजिबल नहीं है. ये तो हमने सच बना दिया था इसको यहाँ पे, ठीक है, लेकिन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सिलाजिबल नहीं है. ये तो आप कहना चाह रहे हो कि मिल रहा है. अभी भी देख लो. टाइम स्केल का मतलब कि जैसे कि इसका ऑर्डर 4 है और इसका ऑर्डर 5 है, तो क्या आप इसके ऑर्डर को चेंज कर सकते हो? नहीं कर सकते हो इनके ऑर्डर को. लेकिन क्या इसके ऑर्डर को चेंज कर सकते हो? इसके ऑर्डर को चेंज कर सकते हो? बताओ. इन दोनों के ऑर्डर को चेंज कर सकते हो कि नहीं कर सकते हो स्वयं? कि पहले
कर
ये
सकते हैं.
एग्जीक्यूट. तो अगर आप नॉन कन्फ्लिक्टिंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस के ऑर्डर को चेंज करोगे तो रिजल्ट में कोई फर्क नहीं आएगा. लेकिन कन्फ्लिक्टिंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस के ऑर्डर को अगर आप चेंज करके सीरियल शेड्यूल बनाओगे तो रिजल्ट क्या आएगा? डिफरेंट आएगा. ये तो बिना देखे हमने बना दिया था समझाने के लिए कि सिलाजिबल क्या है. लेकिन अगर आप नॉन कन्फ्लिक्टिंग को स्वैप करके सीरियल बना रहे हो तो ये वैल्यू ए एंड बी की सेम आ भी सकती है और सेम नहीं भी आ सकती है, लेकिन गारंटी नहीं है. डिड यू गेट इट?
Yes, sir.
What I am saying, did you get it? So you are saying that ki S1 is not conflict serializable schedule. अभी भी सोच लो कि हो सकता है कि नहीं हो सकता है. आपको एक मेथड बताएंगे. थ्रू दैट एल्गोरिथम you can easily find out that whether the given non-serial schedule is conflict serializable or not. But ये एक मैनुअल प्रोसेस भी है. But if there are millions of the transactions and then millions of the instructions within the transaction, then this is very difficult to swap non-conflicting instructions and then check whether we get the serial equivalent or not. So there is an algorithm through which we can check whether the given non-serial schedule is conflict serializable or not. Okay. Means
Yes, sir.
you are saying that S1 is not conflict serializable schedule. Okay. S1 is not conflict serializable शेड्यूल. अब जो है गारंटी नहीं रहेगी कि आपको जो है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कंसिस्टेंट डेटाबेस रहेगा कंसिस्टेंट स्टेट में या नहीं रहेगा. ठीक है. नाउ लेट मी नो if the number of the transaction is n, then what is the number of serial schedules which we can make. Did you get it? If the number of transaction is 3, then how many serial schedules we can make? Mileni. If
Sir,
there are
2 to the power 3.
if there are 3 transactions, then how many serial schedules we can make? Possibility of making the serial schedules. Suppose we have T1, T2 and T3. First possibility,
So
we
8.
execute. Then second possibility, we can change this order. Third possibility, and then this is also a possibility. In this order we execute the transactions. First complete all the instructions of T3, then complete all the instructions of T2, then complete the. Now any other possibility? Please let me know.
No, sir.
Why you are saying that 8?
Sir, वो
If we
2 to the
fix
power.
in this n ways, and if it is fixed, then at this place n minus 1 ways, then n minus 2 ways, and last में 1, then factorial n ways. So if there are 3 transactions, then how many serial schedules we can make? Factorial 3, and factorial 3 is 6. If there are 4 transactions, then how many serial schedules we can make?
24.
24. And if there are n transactions, then factorial n.
N.
Objective type question may be asked on this topic in GATE examination and AKTU examinations. Okay. Now let me know number of non-serial schedules. Suppose there are n transactions up to Tn, and there are n1 instructions in T1 transactions, n2 instructions in T2 transactions, n3 instructions are in T3, and nn instructions in Tn transactions. Then number of the ways through which we can make non-serial schedule. Here I am not talking of conflicting and non-conflicting. Within the transactions, we cannot swap the order of instructions. But if II and IJ belongs to different transactions, then you can swap the order of instructions. So total number of the ways for swapping the instructions is factorial n1, n2. But since within the transactions we can't change the order, so we will divide this expression with individual factorial into factorial of n2 into factorial of n3 up to factorial of nn. So this is the total number of ways for making the schedules. But in this number of the serial schedules also exist. So we have to subtract the number of the serial schedules. So this is the number of non-serial schedules. Now if number of the transactions is n and n1 is the instructions in T1 transactions, n2 is the instructions in T2 transactions, and nn instructions in Tn transactions. So number of the non-serial schedule is factorial of n1 plus n2 plus nn divided by factorial n1 into factorial n2 into factorial n3 up to factorial nn minus factorial n. This is the number of non-serial schedules. Number of the serial schedules is factorial n. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
So please note down this formula and question may be asked on this formula also. Okay. Now in next lecture, I will tell about how to check whether the given non-serial schedule is conflict eligible or not. Okay. Now time is over.
Okay.
Let me download the attendance. Then you may leave the session.